Galnet News Digest, 26th of February 3305. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, greedy Zlota in Lucifer Link, the Jokers on Ambrose, Incursion confusion as Tharg steps up his game. Don't do it again, Deluvian. Greedy Zlota in Lucifer Link. The Zlota Executive Council has a lot of explaining to do, after Federal Intelligence agents tracked funding for the stolen Lucifer device. According to the agency, several senior officials in Zlota have been diverting public funds into the program to build portable nuclear bombs. The FIA also believes that the theft of the prototype Lucifer device was an inside job, and that one of the conspirators arranged for the raid on the research facility, and now plans to sell the weapon, which has a 300 megaton yield, on the black market. A weapon of such power could not only destroy a city, it could also disrupt the weather patterns for an entire planet, causing crop failure and famine. FIA senior agent Rochelle Karim stated that it was important that the public should not panic, and that although the Lucifer device might be dangerous in the wrong hands, it was important to remember that a single weapon could only destroy one city, and disrupt the weather and economy of one planet. So it was important to keep a sense of perspective. The FIA is reported to be questioning members of the Zlota Executive Council in an attempt to locate the missing device. The Jokers on Ambrose. In a revelation that will surprise no one except her mother, it's been claimed that heiress Lady Talitha Ambrose, who disappeared at the same time as the entire fortune of the Ambrose Foundation, is a problem gambler and member of the exclusive Joker's Deck gambling circle. The Joker's Deck is rumoured to include among its members some very influential individuals, including Black Sheep of the Rochester family, Jonah. So, after losing the entire fortune of the Ambrose Foundation, where is Lady Talitha holed up? Perhaps she's running up a tab at Skyglow Havens in the Rhea Archipelago. With journalist Firemaker LaFosse on the case, we should be finding out very soon. Incursion confusion as Tharg steps up his game. With Thargoids intruding into systems as little as 30 light-years from Sol, there are concerns that Tharg the Mighty may be getting confused by the new so-called BGS, political and economic states. In a double whammy Tharg's day, 6 new systems came under attack for a total of 15 systems in a state of incursion, and although this number has been decreasing as human pilots fight off the invaders, it seems likely that more stations will be damaged at the end of the 7-day cycle. As is well known, Thargoids follow a 7-day attack cycle to represent a Thargoid with one tentacle chopped off, something that makes them really mad. What is less well known is that Tharg the Mighty has been trying to avoid expanding into neighbouring systems, but every time he tries to decrease the influence of the Thargoids in a system, their influence seems to increase instead. Perhaps there are too many bugs in those systems. Nor does Tharg completely understand the new BGS states. He knows that they go from intrusion, through infection, invasion and infestation, finally ending up at incursion. But he doesn't really understand what these states mean. He's tried delivering lots of political pamphlets, but that hasn't done any good, and he suspects he may be confusing the BGS with something else. In related news, Hutton trucker commander Folko Took has appealed against the continuing permit locking of the Thargoid home systems. Until we can take the fight to them, he reasons, we'll be perpetually on the back foot, reacting to Thargoid attacks on our systems while being completely unable to retaliate and force the Thargoids to pull back forces to defend their own systems. Will the Pilots Federation arrange for these restrictive permit locks to be removed? The ball is in their court. Don't do it again, Deluvian. The fuel rats have successfully completed their rescue of Commander Deluvian Ray's crews, the furthest and longest rescue ever undertaken. Having reached the far edge of the galaxy, Commander Deluvian apparently couldn't accept that there were no more stars to jump to, so he set off in supercruise on a voyage beyond the dark edge of the galaxy. Some weeks and 141 light-years of supercruising later, he tried to jump out of the system only to find that he had insufficient fuel left to make the jump. After 6 weeks of drifting in space, he apparently got fed up with his own company, and he appealed to the fuel rats to rescue him. That was on the 3rd of January. After 3 days of preparation and calculation, the fuel rats set off. And on the 23rd of February, Commanders Veristhea and Highway Warrior completed the fuel transfer, posed for pictures, and they all set off for home. A happy ending for everyone involved. However, the fuel rats are said to be concerned that this trend in flatlining, extreme fuel depletion, started by Commander Persera in December 3303 and continued by Commander Deluvian, may continue. The fuel rats cannot guarantee that they'll get any volunteers to take on rescue missions that last for as long as 2 months, and are not looking forward to receiving a call from the first commander to supercruise to Andromeda, only to find that all the stars there are T-Tauri. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news, so you don't have to.